Yo, fellas, this is the second episode of the Keeping It Real Since podcast. So appreciate you guys for showing support. That was really dope of you guys. Really appreciate it. Check out www.keepingitrealsince.com. You guys can cop merch. You guys can see our videos, our music, our art. We also have reels getting sent on Instagram, so check those out. They're a lot of fun. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get to 100 subs by the end of the month, guys. Let's get into it. I got my Happy Dad.
Let's do another one.
We're back.
We're back, baby. Did you think that we were gonna get canceled? I didn't.
I didn't feel like I was gonna get canceled.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, we're back. This is episode number 2,
And we're here. We made it.
Yeah, we're back with a
Episode.
We're back with a banger. This is the biggest podcast you'll ever see. It's gonna go viral. There's gonna be maybe about 1 million views.
One of the biggest.
Probably the best podcast ever. And again, we're bringing to you live probably one of our favorite drinks these days. And no, we're not sponsored, but you know what? We are.
We're gonna slam these.
Yeah, we're consumers of this product, and as consumers of this product, we thoroughly enjoy these products. Today we got the lemon lime, and we're gonna smash this.
We're gonna give it a nice try.
All right. By the way, this is his first time trying it.
I've never tried a Happy Dad before, so here we go.
He's never tried a Happy Dad hard seltzer lemon lime, and we're about to find out the first reaction.
Let's see how it goes. Let's get that boys. ASMR. Sounds refreshing. Cheers.
Cheers, my guy. Okay, so out of all the seltzers that you've had, being that this is your favorite seltzer, where do you rank this?
I would say out of all of them, I think Happy Dad takes it. I'm gonna be honest. The other ones are really sweet. They're too dry, right. And these are pretty refreshing.
I'm not pushing this shit. So, anyways, they're pretty bomb. What I am pushing, ladies and gentlemen, is Keeping It Real Since.
The brand right here.
It's a good thing that we're doing episode 2 because I thought about it. I said, you know, what is a way we could switch up the pod and say, hey, you know, for our second one, what are we going to talk about? Do we have a guest? That's coming. Well, I definitely want guests here. This time I said, you know what? Let's slam some beers. And usually when we both talk in the car, we talk some deep shit. Sometimes we go far out there. It's like Alex Jones territory. We blast off in thought.
Dude,
man.
And there's times where it's like we should have saved that for the pod.
Some of the people that I have on a chair, dude, I feel like sometimes we solve the world's problems. Like,
all the time.
And straight up, and we do too. In the car, sometimes I feel like, dude, I think we figured out the world.
There's times where I'm like, damn, I'm listening to them right here on my chair while I'm making music or something, and I just hear them just light it up. It's amazing.
By the way, guys, I'm a comedian. I think we're both comedians, so anything you hear out of us...
That was funny.
Anything you hear, it's satire. It's to be taken sarcastically, but at the same time with a grain of some information. So, you know. By the way, if you guys are watching this from our first podcast, you'll know that we called our first podcast the You Know Podcast, episode 1. It's Keeping It Real Since podcast, the You Know episode.
Yeah.
This time we're not gonna edit out all the you knows.
I definitely say it a lot.
This fool says it a lot, and so we're gonna. If you guys can, you know.
I know, guy.
Yeah, you know. It's like I'm trying to convince you guys that you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh man. It's been a while since I started drinking, so. You know, these are already hitting me. I went all last year without drinking. Mm-hmm. Just picked it up this year, and man, dude, a couple of these, and I'm already feeling it.
You're already feeling it now?
Yeah,
it takes a while. I guess when you don't, your body, your blood's not used to it. You know, your kidneys, the liver, whatever the one that soaks it up.
They're like, what are you doing? That ain't the water you were drinking.
It's saying hello there,
man.
Already?
Couple sips.
Are
you sure it's 5%?
Yeah, 5% like the tint, you know.
It's been a cool little ride. Yeah, I went to Rosarito, and I was drinking over there, and Jesus Christ, I'm definitely a lightweight these days, man.
Yeah, dude. A couple, just taking 1 or 2 in, you're already like, damn.
I used to be able to drink with everyone. 9 shots here, couple beers there, more drinks later. Now I'm like 3 shots and a beer and I'm out.
3 shots in a beer. I mean, that normal people, that yeah. But you were on a fucking run where I feel like your pregame was the way people partied.
Yeah.
And I felt like, dude, if anybody can take, like, he could drink anybody under the table. I don't know. Maybe it runs in the
Back
blood,
in the
you know?
day. Yeah. Other than that, we've been doing some reading.
Yeah, I saw you pick up a book.
Different ways to approach the business, you know, like
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
I think it's to our advantage to be well read and keep up with like just random reads. Whether it's like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, even just from business books. There's other books such as like The Way of the Superior Man.
Well, I noticed on the last podcast, it was a bunch of you knows, and it's like, man, dude, my vocabulary is really small,
dude.
Because if I can't explain myself and I'm saying you know, it's like, no, they don't know what I'm talking about. So I figured, man, I need to pick up a book. I need to be well-rounded in that, in reading and talking and speaking. And I was like, man, dude. So I picked up a book and it was pretty cool.
Which one's the one that you were reading?
It's this one right here. Watch.
Oh shit! How convenient, guys. We didn't set this up. This isn't. Hey, it's a 2-man
This is
team.
one of them. Ikigai. Really good book. It's like pretty much a guide to like simplify your life. It's a Japanese secret to long and happy life. It's really
a really
cool.
good book.
It really puts everything into perspective, and you know you can apply it to life, like business. You can apply it to your personal life.
Dude, honestly, Chris, dude, that book, when I read it, you know, I can't, I'm not gonna lie in front of you know, the millions of people watching worldwide.
Yeah.
That I've read the whole book through, but I will say that from what I've read, it's like it's a Japanese way of how they approach life mentally. So there's ways it's just a perspective book. So what did you get out of it?
Well,
dude?
for us professionally in business and stuff, a good example in here was the Olympic gold medalist for archery in 1988. She was like 17 years old, and when they asked her like, how did you accomplish this goal? Like, you're 17 years old, you're so young. How did you do it? And she said, meditating.
Yeah.
2 hours of meditating every day.
Yeah.
So she could be in that flow state.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, dude, that's crazy. Like, some people can't even sit in the room, or they say, you know, you ask them, you know, do you know how to meditate, or can you meditate? And they're like, no, I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the patience for meditating. I can't sit down for longer than 10 minutes. It's like, you can. It's just they're not used to getting through that mental chatter, that mental blah, 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 blah. You know, you're gonna sit down there and you're gonna be there with random ass thoughts, you know, whether they're intrusive thoughts, good, love thoughts, you know, what you did last night, whatever. You know, but once you get past that, I feel like you're gonna have that 2 seconds of clarity, and that's all you need to just start.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if you can get that mental rest like that, you're already above average than most people.
Well, yeah, dude, that meditation is so important.
It is. And I feel like it was really cool to read about, because I was like, you know, they're like, in meditation, there's like alpha and theta waves. And those are the waves that activate before you go to sleep. And it's like, if you can meditate, and usually when you wake up after a good night's rest, you have this mental clarity. If you can do that throughout the day and meditate and have those waves activated, your day's going to be a lot better.
I think in my life, like, when I learned how to meditate, and it was hard, dude. It's like one of those things where you're like, I have to spend time in silence. I have to think. It's like, what do I do? Journal? Like, I just sit there. It's like your mind does race, but that's part of the discipline. And it's like little things like that. Like, meditation is such a basic foundational like practice you should do, because if you can be disciplined to sit there and control your own thoughts, and everything starts from your thoughts, you know? It's like, that's why, you know, when you're a kid, when you imagine something, you're sitting there, you're clear as day. You're not, like you said, intrusive thoughts are not coming in. Just bullshit ass fucking vibes and images aren't racing through your head. You're just thinking clear, you're imagining, and you go and do. And I think that's why it's important to meditate, because once you get that mental clarity and that discipline, that's a foundation that you can go through and apply it to anything. Business, relationships, you know, fucking a random project you want to do, making clothes,
dude. Even as kids, dude, when they're playing with their toys, they're such in a flow state that the whole room becomes their imagination, and it's like lava is the floor or this and that, and
that shit burns when it's lava.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
I'm telling you, man, those kids are in a way better mental state than most adults, man. And like they could probably run business way better than most because their imaginations are so big that it's like.
I think it's important to meditate also to build off that is because, like, for example, for what we're doing, it's like, you know, there's always those times, and you know that there's always those moments, dude. There's always those fucking moments, dog, when you're just sitting there and you're like you're saying, okay, let's come up with a new logo or concept, something that we want to put out there, something fun. And I think it's, you know, you sit there and you're like, fuck, you got your paper, you got your pencil, and you're like, okay, where do I start with this? Like, do I draw a line? Like, it's hard to get there. And I think when you focus, meditate, and you do those things where it's like, sometimes I even like to play chess before I do something, because once I play chess, I get into a flow, like this flow state, the flow state, and then I go straight to the pen and pad and I kind of just start doodling, and there it is, bro.
There it is.
Something can come of it.
So it's kind of like your spark to start.
Hell yeah, dude. That's why reading books is like, I think it's the most important shit to do. Yeah. Because it introduces new thoughts. And although some of the books I find, like, as I read most of these, okay, they kind of have the same thing. It's all about discipline. The core value is discipline and focusing and controlling your thoughts. If you can't control your thoughts, what makes you think you can control everything? You become the victim most of the time because you think it's it's like other entities, outside entities, or, you know, whatever it is outside of you that is affecting you rather than inside of you. And I think when people become victims, it's because they're too disconnected from themselves to realize, holy shit, I am the cause of everything in my life going on, you know, instead of saying, oh, okay, you know, you'd rather just, it's so easy to point it at somebody else. It's easy to point to Tony Montana and say, look, that's the fucking bad guy.
No, dude, and it's true. It's like if you constantly find yourself blaming other people and pointing the finger, it's because you're scared to look in the mirror and be like, I'm the one with the problem. I mean, let's be honest. It can't be someone's fault all the time. Right. You know, and if you can't seem to find it in you to be like, all right, I need to chill out, it's me, then it's like, well, then there you go. There's the problem.
When we get like shitty deals in business, like when we like work with people, I don't ever blame somebody. I never be like, oh, that guy's an asshole, he's an idiot, we're fuck him. It's never like that. It's more like, I'm like, man, there's something, because it's true, dude. There's some times where things have happened along the way where we're like, you know, it's easy to say, you fucker, you did this and that you did this wrong. And it's like, nah, dude, you got to actually look at yourself and say, hey, if I was whatever it randomly could be, maybe I could be a better judge of character. Maybe I could have seen, maybe I didn't deliver my message clear. Maybe that's why another thing is why I'm trying to, like, I guess that's why we're even talking about this, about reading books, is like, maybe we got to get better on articulating our point, because sometimes maybe that's all it is miscommunication with self. And then once you know self, you can communicate with others. And I think that's what, that's
well, I think even recently, or, you know, in the past, it's like when we have business deals, it's like both ends you got to complete both of your sides. You know, it's not one or the other. And you guys got, you know, it's like when you handshake on a deal, that deal is in writing. It's a man's word. It's like, hey, you know, I'll do this for you, in return I'll do this, or I'll 100%. Get this, you know. And it's like, and even if it's a year later, if you can't keep to your promise, it's like, then you're a shitty business person. Like, you can't go through business screwing over the people you made deals with and then, you know, expect a hello or what's up when they see you on the street or something, you know. It's like,
you think so?
Definitely, you know?
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Like, you didn't keep your promise. If you didn't keep your promise, why am I gonna mess with you? Like, I don't need you in my business life or in my life in general. You know, if you're that type of person who says you're gonna do X, Y, Z and you don't deliver, then I don't want you around me. I mean, you're clearly no good.
But would you say this, like, even with that being said, bro? Because I agree, because I feel the same way sometimes. But then, like, even along what we're talking about, it's like, do you also think that maybe you don't have to approach, like, it's not unnecessary, oh, fuck you, I'm not going to say nothing to you. It's just more like, you know what? You can't get mad for somebody screwing you over, especially not keeping their word, because then it's like, you know, it's like that fucking, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Bronx Tale.
No, I don't think so.
Dude, man, so I forget the main character's name, but I just remember he has a little boy, you know, got connected with the mob and shit. And so some kid in his neighborhood owed him $20, and he kept having to chase that fool for the $20. And then he said, hey, you know, let me borrow it. I'll pay you back, blah, blah, this day. And he said he would have to, I'll get it tomorrow. Next week. Man, I'm getting. So every excuse in the book. Before now, he's starting to run away. And this guy constantly has to go chase him to get that money back because he wants his money back. And the big OG tells him, he's like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you out there causing a scene? And he's like, what? He's like, he owes me $20. He's like, for $20, you got rid of a bad person.
Yep.
And it's like, he's like, get it out your head. You're gonna get that. He's like, if you want rats all around you, it's like it's gonna be more expensive to keep them around than to just here $20. Fuck yeah, get the fuck away from me. He's running from you. He's not even coming around. So for me, it's like, dude, if people do you bad in business, I think people know when they're like that. I think it's up to you whether you continue doing it. It's like burn me once, shame on you, shame on me. Burn me twice. No, burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me, brother.
Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
I'm getting animated, man. This fucking Happy Dad.
I think we need another one. You know what, dude? That reminds me of a story recently when I was working at the restaurant down the street.
Yeah.
We had a host who asked me for $70. I don't know what bugged me about it, but once you ask me and you tell me that you owe the bar down the other side of the street money, it's like, what makes you think I'm gonna give you $70? Like, I'm not gonna, you know, and I get, you know, the moral of that story, you know, pay someone off, you know, you pay $20 to get rid of it. But I was like, man, $70 is $70, man. Like, no. I'm not gonna entertain your lifestyle if you're not gonna pay it back. Like, I was like, hell no. Like,
no, if somebody's gonna ask you, I mean, you're within your right. I'm saying if you struck a deal where you made an agreement already, where it was like, yeah, I'll pay you back, and you agreed already, but they didn't come through and pay you back, then yeah, I mean, hell yeah, you can do judgment calls like that.
Oh yeah,
for
dude,
sure.
clear
like,
judgment, man.
Honestly, it's hard for me to loan anybody I don't know like that any type of money, bro, because although life is about like sharing with others, and that's what the Ikigai is about.
Yeah.
But it's hard to lend resources. And if somebody asks me for $70, unless it's like their life is on the line, I'm sorry. I'm not
no,
there.
this was $70 to go have a good time. And I'm like, but you owe the other bar $70.
No,
I'm like,
take that.
The audacity, like no shame to ask for money. And I was like,
I'd rather make some T-shirts.
And the worst part is like I had to give her a host tip out, and I gave her $2, and I was like, that's 68 left.
Now you know, working with this fool.
Hey man, it wasn't a good night that night. All right, so tip out was gonna be low for everybody.
Yeah, dude.
But you see, that's the problem. It's like how do you not have that shame, or that, like, you're like, hey, I want a couple drinks, or I owe that bar down the street a tab. Can I borrow $70? And it's like, no, because you're just gonna do the same thing. You're gonna probably go start another tab, pay it, and then still have a leftover. It's like, dude, why don't you go do something? Why don't you go hustle 10 times harder? Why don't you go like out there and like really go get it, like, for yourself? Like, all these people claim they're hustlers and that they hit it on the nail and that they make money and all that, but yet they're out here asking for $70 and they haven't paid their tab down the street. I'm like,
but you know,
you're a hustler on other people. You're trying to hustle fools.
But that goes back to core shit, bro. I feel like if you start off with a foundation that's shitty, it's like I don't blame her or him for doing life like that, because it's like foundationally when you're trying to scrap, there's no blueprint to say, hey, this is how you're gonna do life. This is what you got to do. You want to have millions. You want to, whatever it is, you want to be on the islands on a yacht in Dubai with a fucking sheik. It's like, it's like whatever it is your fucking vision for life and success is. You want to do all that shit. It's like some people think that, I think we see too much of social media and shit like that like news and TikTok and OnlyFans and all this stuff that shows people how to say, you know, let's get the easy way out. It always seems easy, but behind the scenes, everybody who's made it, shout out to Happy Dad, Nelk Boys, The Valuetainment, Let's Go Local, JJ from Chapter 1.
Let's go.
Michael from The Garage Barbershop. Let's go, I don't know, Earl from Get Buzz Barbershop. When you look at social media, you assume, oh, they got it easy. No, dude, they had to do something to get there. And the reason they have longevity and they stay in the game is because they built a solid foundation. So when you see people's fucking trying to rip people off. It's like, dude, that's only gonna go so far. They're gonna get sought out. Their energy's always gonna be there. And people who actually have real life vision out here, they're gonna spot those people. That's why an ikigai, bro, it tells you about gratitude. Gratitude it's a word that you hear a lot, but if you really practice it, if you really say, even if it sounds corny at first, like I'm thankful for my house, I'm thankful for the clothes, I'm thankful for, camera, I love lamp. You know what I mean? Like, like if you really say this shit out loud, you realize you have more than what you lack.
Exactly.
And
www.keepingitrealsince.com. Get your merch, hats, sweaters, music, art, whatever it is, go get it. We sell it right here.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, so we had to cut that. If you notice a little quick, distinct cut, it's because our cameras die. So here we go again.
We're back. And I think because we're back, I think it's time for a new drink.
Black cherry.
Oh, wild cherry. Disgusting. Sorry. It's the beer.
Hey, you know what? These seltzers be popping.
Dude, the wild cherry, I'm going to admit, tastes like medicine, guys.
Bullshit. Some medicine tastes bomb.
No, this is wild cherry medicine. Sorry, Happy Dad.
I'm sorry, Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Look, guys.
Get your booster.
Like I said, I'm a comedian. I think this was a good one. I think right now I
think the knows we're at an all-time low.
Yeah, man. I think if we look at this back, we're definitely gonna count it up. So we're gonna do that chicken dance song, and then we're gonna just go for it. We got a guess, maybe. Who knows?
So I'm gonna slam this because this is absolutely not my favorite. But no offense. But I'm gonna drink it.
Nah.
I'm gonna chug it. Cheers.
Sorry to our non-sponsors ahead of time.
I love it. I'm gonna chug it.
Oh no, I tried doing that earlier. That shit did not work.
How do people do
I
that?
hurt myself. I'm literally bleeding inside this hat right now.
Stone Cold Steve Austin just did it like it was nothing.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Help boost this channel up.
Yeah.
Come out here and support, your boys. Fuck with your boys.
You're fired. Bing, get out.